for my friend Milan. I am Sid Part 2, and joining me today is Matthew Maxwell Myers.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, and welcome to another deliberation video for effect versus effect. How you doing, Maxwell?
I'm lighting my pipe right now. Give me a second.
Oh, that's cool, that's cool. No, this will give me a chance to complain. So sorry, everybody, for the irregularity of the uploads. You can blame Maxwell. It's okay.
Yes, totally blame me. I have excuses, but none of them are good enough for not entertaining you viewers for free. You know, it's not like I have a life of my own or something, you know.
You don't have you have a YouTube channel. You cannot possibly have a life of your own, by definition.
Good point. Good point. So I redact every statement I just made. Blame me entirely.
Yep. Pretty much. That's what I do, because it can't possibly be my fault. Anyway, so Maxwell, what was our challenge for this week?
Well,
or not week. What was our challenge for this determined amount of time?
This episode? We can say episode, right?
Sure.
Well, let's see here. I believe I won the last round and I got to choose for this round. And I believe I said water to ice because I had a method that I found in a magic book that I wanted to try. And once we get to my video, I will complain completely about that effect, about that methodology.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with my video first. So here we go. All right, here it is.
Well, you know what? I like the rain.
Yeah?
I said it. It's out in the open now. What are you gonna do about it?
I don't know. I was actually worried I was gonna have mine up last because I was waiting for it to rain and like it just would not happen. So it's driving me crazy. Like I went out and bought an umbrella like the day we talked about doing this thing because I wanted to make sure I'd have one as a prop for when it rained.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. And here I go. I stick the umbrella up into the air and rain gets in my eye. And then I slam the umbrella down. And then nothing happens.
Real
Wait
quick,
for it.
I was wondering, the specs on the screen right before the snow starts, is that part of the computer effect or real specs?
Which do you think?
I think it's probably computer generated.
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. They just... It looked... To me, it was kind of 50-50, so...
Yeah. I was pretty happy with how that came together, though. So yeah, there's mine. Just wanted to go through it and do the commentary on it real quick. I got rain in my eye, and it was a pain to just get it to the point where I could do it. You know, I was afraid I'd be late, and then God knows how many times it rained while we were waiting.
Yeah.
So what criticisms do you have of Maxwell?
Well, first I'd like to say I like the music. That really added to the effect.
Thank you.
Honestly, besides for the music, I didn't really have too many, strong emotions to yours. I think it was neat. I think that, was there a better snow effect that you could have got your hands on? That's what I'm wondering.
Probably not, unfortunately. Snow's just a harder one to do. I think the biggest problem with mine is that the snow comes down too fast.
Yeah.
Comparatively. See, the interesting thing is, the rain here is simultaneously not fake. Because you can look at it, and you'll see on my jacket, on my vest, this is part of why I shoot this in HD, you'll see water droplets. And if you actually look close enough, you'll see new ones forming in different spots, right? That's because it was actually raining when I shot this. But here's an old little trick out there, everybody. Rain doesn't show up on film.
Ah.
So it's actually digital rain is what you're visually seeing, but like what you're seeing on me, what you're hearing, the fact that the sidewalks and the street are wet, that's all from real rain. So I think those two really merge together in a really good way.
Well, you know what? You
Thank you.
fooled me completely.
Oh, you thought that was the real rain?
Yes, I did. I did not know. In that case, more points are going to you to the end of this, you know?
Oh, cool. Good to know. Yeah, it's digital rain added in post, and that's actually how I'm able to pull it off when the rain disappears and it's snow that comes in.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I wish I had a longer snow effect too, because you can barely tell that it's started to snow by the time I walk away. And part of that's like I could have kept walking and the snow effect could have gone on for longer, but it was raining outside. I don't know if I mentioned that enough. So I just really did not want to be out there. Now, Bobby, my friend Bobby, R64 Bear, shout out. He actually made a comment. He and I live in the same town, and he's like, it's funny because around about the time that this went up, it actually did snow in Fort Wayne, so that's just worth mentioning. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to yours, Maxwell, because I've said everything I have to about mine.
Oh, wow. It already has 5 views. Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're doing this right after I uploaded it, about, 10 minutes after it's been uploaded?
Mm-hmm. So, here's, your video. I've got it muted, but there's a joke in here that I thought was just really funny.
Okay. Which joke was it?
See, I've only watched it twice so far. It was that line, about, like, cold beverages, or no, it was the line about a cardboard tube. I found that really amusing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, apparently I'm not worth $5.
No, you're worth up to $5.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
You're welcome.
Yeah, now, unfortunately, I wish you hadn't said anything before I watched this video, because you mentioned that there's a noise that gives it away, and I didn't notice it until I watched it the second time, and I kept that in mind.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but I love... Part of it's that the internet distracted me, because apparently as soon as I got off the call with you, I had a pop-up come on, like, you need to update this program, and someone else messaged me on Skype in the middle of watching a video. So then I went back and watched it a second time.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, the very first time I did not notice it, so that's a pretty good thing. I think yours actually, oddly enough, it could have been solved with music.
Yeah, but I said I would do it all in camera, and I would not add anything in post-production.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, like, if you'd done it, like, even, a boombox offset that someone, like, if you have a remote or something, that would be perfectly fine. And, music, added in post, I don't know, because it's in this odd, sticky area on your side of things, I think.
Real quick, did you see the blooper?
Yeah, I did, and it's really ridiculous.
I like it. I got a laugh out of it while watching it, not while doing it, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, just spitting it back out. I love the line, though.
Yeah, it's been sitting here all day. So it's not very cool nor refreshing.
Right. Let's see here. Yes, that method that I did, that whole effect, basically, with the tube, was because the original method would not work. And I'm going to expose the method that I was going to use just because. You don't mind, do you?
The method that you were going to use that didn't work? Sure.
Yeah. Okay. It works to a certain extent. You have an opaque? That's how you say it, right? An opaque cup with a sponge in the bottom half.
Mm.
And you put ice cubes over it, you pour liquid inside, the sponge soaks it up, and you pour out the ice.
Mm.
The sponge soaks up the water just fine. The problem is, by the time you get to it, even if I pull the ice right out of the refrigerator and do it just walking, I don't know, 20 feet away and doing the performance of it, the ice starts to melt. And once the water is poured on, the ice sticks to the sponge.
Oh, that's annoying.
So when you have half a glass full of ice cubes, you're only getting 2 or 3 out of a fairly decent sized cup.
Yeah, the only thing I could suggest is maybe if you, like, drilled the sponge into the bottom of the cup or something.
Well, actually, a better method, because they sell these at magic shops, fake ice cubes made of plastic. You can still pour the liquid in, but the ice cubes will not stay stuck to the sponge.
That makes sense.
So any magician listening to this who wants to do that method, get plastic ice cubes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Neat. But your effect overall, I mean, I don't know what exactly you did do, but it did work visually. I can guess at it. Obviously, because of the noise that reveals the trick.
Yeah.
The ice cubes are hidden somehow in the cardboard tube. Which, I mean, it honestly, if not for the sound of them rattling, it would have worked really well.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how to fix that, but that's about all I can say for it.
Well, the real problem is that during the test run, the ice did not move at all. It was completely silent. But between the test run and the filming, because I do these in one take, I don't do any others, it had time to melt and slosh around.
Yeah, that's a problem. You're in what, North Carolina, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's something that you have to deal with that, like, if you did it here, you probably wouldn't. It's just not as hot here, so it probably wouldn't melt as fast.
Yeah.
Because don't you shoot in a pretty hot area when you're doing videos?
Well, I live in western North Carolina, but yeah, it gets hot occasionally. I mean, today it was a fairly hot day.
Just between it being hot outside, and I know you use, like, a ton of lights, don't you?
Yeah.
That's probably what's doing it as well.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but I don't know. I found the work with it. I don't know what you did with the glass and the tube. I was fairly impressed by it all. It's just the sound that's unfortunately away. And that's what the thing is. If you'd had music, it could work. And I don't know exactly how to say it, because the thing is, a magician tends to use magic in the act to, like, cover up something that's going on. Or magic. A magician tends to use music in an act to cover up something what's going on, but I don't want you to be able to do that in post, because then you get to control exactly whether or not it covers it up,
Right, yeah.
Whereas when it's live, it's a probable chance, but you don't know 100%,
Well, let me say this here. If I were to do this to music, there would be absolutely no pattern. So everything that I said would not have been said. So that kind of also has to be taken into account. Was the effect entertaining?
The effect was entertaining.
That's a good question.
The effect was very entertaining, and I wouldn't have wanted it without, the banter. Just because that's always fun to hear. The only other way to really extend it and keep both the banter and music would be to, extend how much you're fumbling around with the cups directly and such. But I do like just how quick it is. That's a really cool part about it.
Do you mean fumble, or do you mean a different word? Because fumble, in my mind, means messing up.
Did I say fumble?
Yeah.
Okay, I meant just like you're moving around and stuff.
You mean clacking them together?
That just the movement and the momentum, I guess, of the trick, just how fast it's all going, and you're moving your hands around. There's really not a time where every object on the table is stationary, if that makes sense. Which is something I really like about it.
Well, I only have 2 hands and 3 objects, so some of the
Yeah.
things have to remain stationary throughout the routine.
Yeah, but like not every object is stationary the entire time, which I like.
Yeah.
No, it worked really well though altogether. What do you mean, Maxwell? You can't juggle?
No, I can't.
Well,
That's an
who want
entirely
you?
different skill set.
No, but I really enjoyed the trick overall.
I'd
all
just
right.
like to ask one last question, if I may.
Sure.
That kind of new setup, I'm thinking of using that for any close-up tricks. Is that a good setup? It's in the same space, but just with a small side table. Does it look good?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I like it.
Let us know in the comments below.
I'm trying to think. Did you have any other questions about mine or anything like that?
No, not really.
Okay.
What about you for me?
No, I really enjoyed yours, and I think the idea of trying to record these as close to right after I watch yours as possible is a pretty good one. Just because that gives it more of that live magic thing, even though this isn't going to be posted till a couple days after the fact.
Yeah.
As you watching it know. So, all right, Maxwell, time for the votes. You go first because I don't want to.
If the sound didn't happen, I would give myself higher ranks. You get bumped up because I did not know that the rain was CGI. Honestly, I do not feel that for me the trick in mine was successful because of the noise. I feel that the presentation was kind of solid. What is kind of solid? But basically what I'm saying is that I really don't know. They're really close for me. I can't. For me, I'd just have to flip a coin between the two.
Okay.
If you have one that you prefer more than the other strongly, I'll vote with you the same way and say that's the winner this week. Okay?
Like I said, with mine, it's just I don't like the snow effect, and I rushed it because it was raining. Which is kind of like it's the blessing and the curse of the video is it's got elements of actual rain, and the CG is blended in really well with the CG rain. It's a really good blend of practical and digital work that is what I love about it. It's got the subtlety of, Milan was watching it, and I heard him while he was watching it. He goes, "Oh, fake rain," and I go, "Then how am I getting wet?" And he didn't have an answer for me. And that's the thing is like in the last effect, what I really liked about it is he goes, "The table's not there. Then how did I pick the glass up off of it?"
Yeah.
It's just that it's if I can fool it by I mean, no lie, if you want to figure out how I did it, you can almost always say, "Oh, it's not really there," and you're gonna be right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's more than that. It's adding layers and elements of physical reality to it that really works for me. That being said, the snow is what kind of kills mine for me.
I think the real trick to yours is the rain itself. I think that's really the trick. Although to anyone who does film, it probably wouldn't be, if that makes sense.
Yes and no, because not everybody knows that.
Yeah.
God, it's hard because I do really like mine. I put a lot of work into that, but it's just got that really big glaring issue of how quick the snow comes down and how you don't get to see it for very long.
But then again, my glaring issue is the sound. So we
Yeah.
both have big problems.
Well, Maxwell, why don't we do a vote in the comments? Why don't we ask for a vote? And if we don't get, let's say 5 comments minimum. If we don't get 5 comments, we'll flip a coin.
Okay. Do you have something planned? because I still have that list of like 10 different things to do on this show somewhere.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't want to tell anybody because, that might influence their voting.
Good point. Good point.
So, yeah, I think we're gonna like wait to get 5 comments.
At least.
Yeah, we'll get 5 minimum, because then we have an even break. Or a clear break, I mean. So yeah, people, leave your comments on who you think won this round of effect versus effect.
Or if you can't decide who won, just tell us who the loser is. One way or the other, we'll find out. See ya.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening. And we'll see you magically next time. Or I don't know. I need a sign off for this show, Maxwell.
We'll try and come up with something for the next one.
Yeah, sure. See you, everybody.
Bye.